So hey everybody, welcome back. Today, let me see, I'm trying to design a new vacuum forming machine. I have a couple. I have a giant one that I use at my shop that's 6 feet by 3 feet, I think. And then I have a really small one that I made. So this one, it's only about 13 inches, but it's bigger than the other little tiny one that I had. So what I ended up doing was making this top plate. The idea is that's going to go over a box with the vacuum attached at the bottom. Right now I'm building I have to make a frame basically to hold the plastic, so I need sliding mechanisms so I can slide this thing up and down. So anyway, my thought is you take this one, copy it, make another one. This will just be that. It won't have the extra things on it. So we'll take a piece of plastic and we're going to put it on top of this when we go to vacuum form. We're going to take this piece, we're going to set it on top of the plastic and put our clamps on the edges to squish the plastic in. And then you're going to slide it down the two rails when it's hot and suck down the plastic. So that's the idea. I got to make this look pretty and finish it up. Yeah, I was just recording that and the doorbell rang, so I got some more deliveries here. I got 4 more rolls of generic, it's PETG black for just everyday prints and that kind of stuff. And I wanted to try something different here too. So this one's the Air One carbon fiber PETG, but I thought I ordered some ASA too and it didn't show up. So I might try to print the little top plate clamper deals for the vacuum form in the carbon fiber PETG and see how it works. So I exported these 2 files to test print them, I guess, and if it works, then great. I'm gonna do just the Cobra Max, obviously, because it's the giant. So I'm trying the new PETG, so I just made a little profile. The only thing I had to change, I'm gonna try this first though, was it is a PETG, I guess, but the flow ratio from 0.95, I changed it to 1, and the volumetric speed is going to be at 12. The cooling, I changed it a little bit, but let's just see. The bigger issue is going to be the speed, I think. So the first layers, I'm going to do a little slower than normal. So this is just the top plate. The other one I'm going to print next is this one, but I want to see how this goes first. And then, I don't know, let's print it. All right, so it's loaded up with carbon fiber PETG. I slowed down the speed for the first layer for sure. So it's definitely sticking. I just came back to check on it. So first layer is looking pretty slick. So I didn't have to do much as far as Z height. So it's looking pretty smooth. We'll come back and check on it again because sometimes this thing just has a mind of its own. So let's see what happens. Still going good. So far, no problem. This one is done. I had a little issue. I just realized that the other plate I was going to print that goes on top with the big square things is too big for this plate. I didn't even look at it, but let's try to get this up. Seems like it comes off pretty easy. I didn't even measure this stupid thing before I started trying to print this. So this one I made with the rectangle parts is too big. So it's too big for my plate and I don't want to cut it or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is make these separate So that should be a lot easier and it'll actually fit on the plate. Anyway, there, now we got all the parts we need. I made this a little fatter on the ends. And so we'll slice this up. Just delete this for now. And same settings. So the second part is printing now. Same material. And then this one is printing the other two parts that attach to that one. So I printed the ASA top. It worked. So this is going to go on a box that I started to throw together with some scraps. Nothing fancy, so it's just some scraps of wood I had. I'm going to put, let's say this is the top, drill a bunch of holes in it. But for the idea, this would go on top. And then we're going to attach this to another piece of wood with a hole in the bottom. We'll drill a hole right through it into the center of this hollow box. And that's where the adapter will be for the vacuum. So I printed this little deal. This will get screwed to the bottom, upside down obviously, with a hole cut in here. Vacuum goes in here and sucks all the air out of this box. The sheets are going to be 15 by about 11 and a half each one. So what I was doing in the computer there was trying to make the frame now. So I have these little things that I made. They're just little square plate mounts. So I'm going to attach them to here. And then we're going to put our square tube. So I have 3/4 inch square tubing. Just going to cut it in lengths here. A couple of cuts of that. And then it's going to end up on here. I was trying to make a lid clamp device to hold the plastic, right? So let me show you this other one I made. So this little vacuum form machine, same idea. This is nothing. It's just sitting there for an extra hand. So the idea was, this is the plate that goes up and down, slides up and down. This one's sliding on two round rods. Using square tubing over there just seems easier. It doesn't bind as much. So this is the exact same thing, only way smaller. So that slides up. The box is there. It's kind of hard to do with one hand here, but vacuum goes in here. And that's the idea. So I'm making the bigger one and hope it all goes together today. Yeah, if you're wondering what this is, it's a table I made. This is a portable bandsaw, so it's a portaband. So this little table, I had some scraps at work a while ago, and I made a lit top for it and screwed it in. Now we got a little portable bandsaw here, so it works. And then this is going to screw into the table like that. So we'll have two side rails, if it'll stay. Two side rails, and then that plate that I was designing inside is going to slide up and down on this. I'm just going to paint this because it's ugly ass brown. Anyway, so I'm going to attach this box to this base, and then I'm going to drill all the holes in the top. We're going to drill the big hole in the bottom, and I'm going to glue this down and screw it together. Let that seal up for a while. So I painted this thing with some white because it was just kind of gross the other way, and the black was very fingerprinty. So I made this plate that goes around the entire box. So I'm going to attach this. I'm going to just adhesive glue around the outside underneath, and then I'm going to go through, just hit it with a drill, and drill all the holes right through the wood into the box, and then we're going to flip it over. We're going to do the hole saw underneath. All right, so I painted this white. I glued this to that. This is attached to this now. I added these little brackets that I made. These go on the square tubing. So I need to drill some holes. I drilled one here already, but I need to drill holes in all of these. Drilling holes in the hole. All right, so I got to drill a hole in the bottom of this before we get too far ahead of ourselves here. So that's going to go here. I can now assemble everything and just glue that thing on and screw it in later. So I took a piece of wood. I had some, just some scrap. So I drilled some holes in this, and this is going to be our top brace for now, because why not? I had it. So I am going to attach our other two square tube brackets to this. Just some screws. I already drilled the holes here, so. This is not a handle, but if I want to pick it up, I can pick it up from here. So I had this little wire rack with the wheels on it, so I'm just going to use this for that machine. I'll set it on top, and I can just snip out the few wires where the vacuum tube's going to run. Let's try it. Okay, here's my setup. So I have this new 6 horsepower shop vac running into the bottom of the table, and then the plastic's going to go here. I just need to peel the sheet off. Anyway, so I'm going to put this up here. You could just clamp this here if you wanted to, but I find that it doesn't do enough. So that's what I made the frame for. At least you get even pressure when you clamp down on this. So what I actually need to vacuum form, I can't show you because it's a customer project. So I'm just going to throw some wrenches on here for the sake of testing this. We'll make a little wrench holder. Normally I would tape these down or something, but for the sake of this test, I don't think it matters. The biggest issue is going to be heating up the plastic enough. All right, well, for a first test, I mean, technically it works. I need to use my better heat guns, though, because this wasn't hot enough. It's hot in my garage right now, so I have a fan going too, which is probably not helping. But technically everything works. I would need to heat it up a bit longer, a bit more evenly. And I need a heat gun holder so I can just set the heat gun down so I have two hands to actually use the machine. So my other one, the little one I built before, has a little holder right here. So when you're done, you can take the heat gun, set it down, and just manually drop the frame evenly. So this was a test blister for some wrenches. Does the trick. You could cut this, put it in your toolbox if you wanted to, and kind of hold all your wrenches in place. But again, it's not hot enough. But the good news is the machine works. It's not leaking vacuum anywhere. From what I could hear, it sounded like it was, stuck really good. So anyway, I'm going to do a bigger part at some point. So I'm going to have to heat this up a lot better. So either 2 heat guns, propane torch, or build an oven down the road. But again, this is a home use machine just for doing little blisters. So it should be pretty cool. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed it. It may not be perfect. It's what I needed to do to get this job done that I have to do. It's an idea. You guys can obviously do whatever you want. If you're thinking about building one, you can make it any size you want. If you're going to print it, obviously measure the size of the print bed before you go crazy. You just need an airtight box and a vacuum and some sort of heating device. You don't have to build all the metal things if you don't want to. I've had problems trying to heat things and manually put them on. So I find that some sort of rail system makes life a little easier when you're heating things up and then if you're lucky, you have two hands to push down with. But anyway, it's my idea. It's what I did. Hope you like it. Thanks for watching.